Welcome to Urban Legends. Today we dive into the waters of the New York sewers, a tale of the alligator in the sewers. While this story might seem far-fetched, it has remained a legendary enigma, haunting the dark tunnels beneath New York City for decades. So let's now hear the alligator tale from himself. The Sewer's Secret. I was born in darkness, deep beneath the bustling streets of New York City. I had no name, no memory of where I came from or what I was. All I knew was the warmth of the sewer water and the echoing, rumbling sounds from above. The world above was a mystery to me, a place of light that cast shadows and danger. I had no concept of time. I shared the sewers with other creatures, which was strange and frightening. Rats were the size of small dogs, but I grew. At first, they terrified me, and I kept my distance for a long time. But as days turned into weeks, I realized they meant me no harm. I grew in size and strength, and I realized I was the harm. The rats scurried past me in fear, their red eyes gleaming in the dim light of this subterranean realm. The sewers became my home. I learned to navigate the labyrinthine tunnels, finding hidden pockets of warmth and safety. The subway's heat from above made the world cozy, even as it rumbled and roared with the passage of trains. Over time, a sense of unease began to grow within me as I ventured further into the dark, labyrinth tunnels of the sewer system. It was there, in the damp and dimly lit passageways, I began to notice subtle movements in the shadows. It wasn't long before I realized that I was not alone. At first, I couldn't discern the nature of these creatures. My knowledge of the world was limited, and I had never seen another of my kind before. I had never contemplated my own identity or considered what I might be. There were others like me that had been living in the depths of the sewer system, and they shared my sense of curiosity and apprehension about the strange beings in the light. We formed an unlikely alliance, drawn together by our common goal of understanding the world above. There was Allie, a grizzled old alligator with scars that told stories of battles with the sewer's native predators. Then there was Lila, a smaller, younger alligator full of boundless energy and inquisitiveness. We became a trio, united by our shared purpose. Those years together were truly the best of times. As a congregation, we left no manhole unturned in our explorations of the sprawling subway system. We knew every twist and turn, every hidden alcove where we could find sustenance, and every secret spot where the subway's warmth would seep through, offering us comfort. Life in the sewers had become an adventure, a realm where we felt invincible. However, as we continued to traverse the underground labyrinth, we now knew all the names of the subway stations. Grand Central Station was truly the most beautiful, my favorite. All were places of beauty. A yearning began to stir within us. We craved more than the familiarity of our subterranean sanctuary. The thrill of the tunnels was no longer enough to satiate our curiosity. We longed to experience the world above, to see the city in all its glory. And so, one fateful night, we made a bold decision. We ventured out onto the streets of New York City. The transition from the safety of the sewers to the unfamiliar world above was a rush like no other. In the beginning, we dared each other to go out in the night air. Then we got a little braver. We dashed from one drain to another, our excitement palpable. Indeed, there were times when our presence was noticed by curious humans. As we stealthily navigated the city, our appearances were met with disbelief and astonishment. The idea of an alligator strolling past the iconic Empire State Building on a summer's night seemed utterly implausible, and our sightings left onlookers questioning their own eyes. For the humans who chanced upon us, it must have felt like an otherworldly encounter, a surreal moment that defied all logical explanation. It was a testament to the extraordinary nature of our nocturnal explorations, the stuff of urban legends and whispered tales. However, we never lingered when we were spotted. The potential dangers of revealing our presence to humans outweighed any curiosity we might have held for the world above. We remained cautious, quickly slipping away into the shadows, leaving behind only the mystery of our existence. Our lives had become a dance between the two worlds, a delicate balance between the world of humans and the secret realm of the subway. We were the nocturnal wanderers, the enigmatic observers who moved through the city like elusive phantoms, forever concealed from the world of humans. As we ventured deeper into the heart of the city, one night we found ourselves in Manhattan. Each step was like a leap into the unknown, and the nocturnal landscape unfolded around us, a breathtaking spectacle that surpassed our wildest imaginations. The towering skyscrapers, the vibrant streetlights, and the distant city sounds filled us with a sense of awe and wonder. However, our reverie was abruptly shattered by a blood-curdling scream. The word crocodile pierced the night, followed by the collective gasps and shouts of humans who had heard the alarm. Panic rippled through the crowd, and their gazes were filled with a mix of curiosity and trepidation. Amid the confusion and commotion, Al raised his voice, or rather, roared back at the humans. "Hey, we are not crocodiles. We're alligators." The words were a desperate attempt to communicate and clarify our identity, but the distinction was likely lost on the terrified onlookers. In the midst of the chaos, a gunshot rang out, and I watched in horror as the end of Al's tail disintegrated into a spray of blood droplets and mist. The pain and shock that filled his eyes were mirrored in our own. The danger was all too real. We turned tail and fled, dashing through the streets, our instincts propelling us away from the danger. We ran until we reached the relative safety of Central Park, where we ran over the Great Lawn and took refuge in the cool, dark waters of what would later become Turtle Pond, concealed from the prying eyes of the humans. As we hid in the water, we could hear the humans shouting and alerting others to our presence. Panic had spread like wildfire, and we realized the extent of the chaos our appearance had caused. With bated breath, we waited for the commotion to subside. It was a long and tense night. When the humans had moved on, we cautiously emerged from the water. We decided to make our way back to the familiar sanctuary of the subway system. With a heavy heart and a deep sense of loss, we left the world above behind. From that day on, we vowed never to venture above ground again. The risk was too great, and the misunderstanding between our kind and humans was a chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. We would forever remain silent observers, concealed in the shadows of the underground world. Though we never returned to the surface, we continued to keep a watchful eye on the world above. On rare occasions, we are spotted by curious humans when we venture close to the surface, and our existence has remained a source of fascination and mystery. An urban legend passed from generation to generation. The city has become our enigmatic neighbor, a world that we can only observe from a distance, from the depths of the underground, forever concealed from the world of humans. But don't forget, we remain hidden, silently watching and waiting for our day in the sunshine. The end. We hope you'll return soon for more spine-tingling stories in the future of the Tales of the Unknown, where wishes come true and nightmares become real.